Hello, everyone. Welcome to Alex's English Podcast. My name is Alex. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Alex. Hello, everyone. I'm Sophia. I'm happy to be here.
Today, we will talk about how to pronounce English words correctly. This is a very important topic for people who are learning English.
Yes, pronunciation is key. When you pronounce words clearly, people can understand you better. It also gives you more confidence.
That's right. Many English learners have trouble with certain sounds. They might feel shy or worried. They might think, what if I say it wrong? So today, we will share simple tips to help you improve your pronunciation.
Exactly. We want to help beginners who need easy steps and practical advice.
First, let's talk about why pronunciation matters. When we speak, we want others to catch our meaning. Even if your vocabulary is small, clear pronunciation helps a lot.
Yes. Sometimes students focus on grammar or new words, but they forget about pronunciation. Later, they realize people cannot understand them well. So, balancing vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation is important.
True. Pronunciation is like the music of language. If we follow the right rhythm and melody, we sound clearer. Let's start with our first tip.
Tip number 1. Listen carefully to native speakers. This can be from podcasts, songs, movies, or any audio. By listening, you learn how words are pronounced naturally.
Right. When you listen, pay attention to mouth movements. If you can watch a video, look at how the speaker's lips move. Notice the shape of their mouth. That helps you understand the correct way to form the sounds.
Yes. You can also repeat after them. This is called shadowing. You hear a sentence, then you pause the audio and say it yourself. Try to match the speaker's intonation and stress.
Let's show a quick example with a simple sentence. I like apples. If you listen and repeat, you might say, I like apples, but maybe you change the stress. You could say, I like apples, or I like apples. The stress can change the feel of the sentence.
Exactly. Notice how the speaker says each word. Focus on the small details like the L sound in like or the P sound in apples. Pay attention to where your tongue is and how much air you use.
That leads us to tip number 2. Practice the sounds that are difficult for you. English has some tricky sounds. Many learners find the th sound hard, like in think or that.
The th sound is special because we put our tongue between our teeth. We push out a small bit of air. If you say think, you can feel your tongue touching your upper front teeth.
Yes, and many learners might say sink or fink instead of think. It's common, so remember to stick your tongue out slightly. Then gently blow air. That way, you can form the th sound correctly.
Another tricky sound is the R sound in English. In many languages, R is rolled or tapped. In English, the R is more like a smooth sound made in the back of the mouth.
Exactly. For example, in the word red, we round our lips a bit and let the sound come from the back. We do not roll the tongue. It's a soft, continuous sound.
Yes. We keep the tip of the tongue slightly raised but not touching the roof of the mouth. It might feel strange at first, but with practice, it gets easier.
Now, let's talk about vowels. English has many vowel sounds. Some are short, some are long. Many learners confuse them. Words like ship and sheep can sound the same if you don't pay attention.
Right. Ship has a short I sound. Sheep has a long E sound. They might look similar, but they sound different. Practicing these small differences will help you be understood.
Yes, and you can use minimal pairs to practice. Minimal pairs are words that differ by one sound. For example, bit and beat, or live and leave. Repeat these pairs often. Listen carefully for the difference in vowel length or mouth shape.
Correct. Also, recording yourself can be very helpful. Many people feel shy about recording, but it's a great way to hear your own pronunciation. You can listen and compare with the native version.
Yes. When I learned a new language, I recorded my voice. At first, I hated how I sounded, but it showed me exactly what I needed to fix. It's a powerful tool.
That brings me to tip number 3. Use tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are fun phrases that help you practice tricky sounds. For example, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Or, she sells seashells by the seashore. These phrases force you to be clear with each sound. They also help with speed and fluency.
Yes, but start slowly. Focus on clarity, not speed. Say each word carefully. Over time, you can try saying it faster, but never lose clarity.
Exactly. Another idea is to sing along to English songs. Singing helps you learn melody, stress, and rhythm. It can also be a fun way to memorize new words.
Yes, I love singing in English. It relaxes me, and I absorb the language more naturally. Even if you don't sing well, it's okay. The goal is to practice your mouth movements and pronunciation.
Tip number 4. Learn the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA Basics, if you can. The IPA shows you exactly how to pronounce a word. Many dictionaries list the IPA symbols.
That's true. However, if you feel it's too complicated at first, you can skip it. But for serious learners, IPA is a good tool.
Yes, you don't need to memorize the entire chart, but knowing the symbols for common vowels and consonants can guide you.
Next, let's talk about stress and intonation. English uses stress in words and sentences. One syllable might be stronger than the others. For example, in banana, the stress is on the second syllable. Na.
Right. If you say banana, it might sound strange to a native speaker. Also, in sentences, we stress the key words. For example, I love ice cream might stress the word love.
Yes, or I love ice cream. The stressed words stand out. They carry the main meaning. If you stress every word equally, your speech might sound unnatural.
Also, intonation goes up or down. When we ask a yes or no question like, "Are you hungry?" our voice might go up at the end. When we make a statement, it usually goes down at the end.
That's right. Practice listening to native speakers. Notice how their voice rises and falls. Then, try to copy that pattern. It makes you sound more natural.
Let's move on to common mistakes. One big mistake is pronouncing silent letters. English has many silent letters like the K in no or the B in lamb.
Yes, beginners often say K now or lamb B. But in English, we do not pronounce those silent letters.
Right. Another mistake is adding extra sounds. For example, saying a study instead of study, or adding an extra vowel before a consonant.
Yes, that happens when your native language has different rules for consonant clusters. If you notice you're adding sounds, try to remove them slowly. At first, it might feel difficult, but you will get used to it.
Also, be careful with word endings. Some learners don't pronounce the final consonant clearly. For instance, they might say wan instead of want. That can change the meaning.
Absolutely. In English, the final sounds are important. If you drop them, people might misunderstand you. Practice words with T or D at the end, like cat, bed, hit, land.
Another helpful tip Speak slowly at first. Some learners try to speak fast because they think it sounds more native. But speaking too fast can cause mistakes.
Yes, clarity is more important than speed. Over time, your speed will increase naturally. But start slow. Make sure each word is clear.
Also, don't worry about having a perfect accent. There is no single perfect accent. In English, we have American English, British English, Australian English, and many more. Aim for clear speech that people can understand.
Exactly. You do not need to sound like a Hollywood actor. If people understand you, then your pronunciation is good enough. Of course, you can improve, but do not stress about perfection.
That's a good point. Remember to enjoy the process. Make pronunciation practice part of your daily routine. Even 10 minutes a day can help.
Yes, consistency is key. Maybe listen to a short podcast, episode, or a short video. Then repeat some phrases. Over weeks and months, you will see big improvements.
Another way to practice is to find a language partner or join an English club. Speaking with other learners or native speakers gives you real-life practice.
Yes. When you talk to real people, you will notice where you have problems. Maybe they ask you to repeat something. That helps you focus on certain words or sounds.
Exactly. And don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new.
Yes, mistakes show us where we need to improve. So, never be ashamed. Keep learning and keep practicing.
Now, let's give our listeners some exercises they can do at home. First, pick 3 or 4 new words each day. Look them up in a dictionary. Listen to the audio pronunciation. Repeat them out loud.
Great idea. Then, record yourself saying those words. Compare your recording to the dictionary audio. Notice the differences. Adjust your pronunciation.
Yes. Next exercise. Choose a short paragraph from a book or an article. Read it out loud. Focus on stressing the right words. Then record yourself and listen.
Right. As you read, be sure to open your mouth enough. English needs clear vowel shapes. If you mumble or speak with a small mouth movement, your vowels may sound unclear.
Good point. Another exercise. Watch an English video with subtitles. Pause after each sentence and repeat the sentence without looking at the text. This helps you rely on your ears, not just your eyes.
Exactly. Over time, your brain will get used to the natural sound of English. You will improve your pronunciation without even realizing it.
Also, you can try reading simple poems or children's books. They often have rhymes that help you practice similar sounds.
Yes, rhymes are a fun way to remember patterns. For example, simple rhymes like cat, bat, hat, mat, sat help you notice the A sound.
Another useful tip. Visualize the word. Imagine how it looks. Then, think about how each letter or group of letters sounds. Break it down. C-A-T, cat. This is helpful for beginners.
True. If you can, try to connect the sounds to your own language. Sometimes your language might have similar sounds. That can make the learning process easier.
Yes, but also watch out for false friends. Sometimes, a letter combination in your language may sound different in English. So, be open to new rules.
Exactly. I also recommend using online pronunciation tools, if possible. There are apps that can check your pronunciation and compare it to native speakers. They can show you your weak areas.
Yes, technology can be a great helper. However, don't rely only on technology. Real conversations and real listening are still the best teachers.
True. Also, read aloud daily. Even just 5 minutes of reading can help you become more comfortable pronouncing English words.
let's also talk about confidence. Sometimes, fear of speaking stops people from practicing pronunciation. They think, my accent is bad, or I will sound silly.
Yes, that's very common. But remember, everyone starts as a beginner. Even native speakers make mistakes. The key is to keep trying and believe in yourself.
Exactly. When you make an effort, people usually appreciate it. They won't laugh at you. If anything, they will respect you for trying to speak another language.
That's right. I have met many learners who felt scared at first. But once they took small steps, they improved a lot and gained confidence.
Yes, you can practice in front of a mirror too. Watch your mouth movements. See if your lips and tongue match the native way of forming the sounds.
Good idea. Also, slow down your speech to pronounce each word with care. Soon, your mouth and tongue will adapt to the new sounds. It's a muscle memory process.
Right. The more you practice, the more your mouth remembers. It's like learning to play an instrument. In the beginning, it feels awkward. But with time, it becomes natural.
Yes. Another important point is relaxation. If you are tense, your voice and jaw may feel tight. Relax your face and neck. This helps produce clearer sounds.
Definitely. Try some quick relaxation exercises before you practice. Take a deep breath. Shake your shoulders. Release tension. Then speak.
That's a great tip. Now, let's review our main advice. Number 1. Listen carefully to native speakers. Number 2. Practice the difficult sounds. Number 3. Use tongue twisters and fun exercises. Number 4. Learn basic IPA if possible. Number 5. Pay attention to stress and intonation.
Also, we said, record yourself, read aloud, and try shadowing. Sing English songs, watch English videos, and practice daily with short exercises.
Yes, and don't be afraid of mistakes. Speak with confidence. Take it step by step. Enjoy the journey.
Right. Pronunciation does not improve overnight. It takes patience and practice. But if you follow these tips, you will see progress.
Absolutely. You will feel proud when people understand you clearly. That feeling is wonderful.
Now, let's give some final words of motivation. Sophia, what would you tell our listeners?
I would say, believe in your abilities. Every day, do something small to get better. You will succeed if you keep going.
That's great advice. I agree 100%. Keep practicing, stay positive, and never give up on your goal.
Yes, and remember, it's okay to have an accent. An accent is part of your identity. Clarity is the main goal, not perfection.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Sophia, for this wonderful chat about pronunciation. I hope our listeners learned something new today.
Thank you, Alex. I had a great time sharing these tips with everyone.
Before we end, we want to remind you to like this podcast if you enjoyed it. Also, please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new episodes.
Yes, your support helps us keep making helpful lessons and discussions. We appreciate every one of you.
Thank you all for listening to Alex's English Podcast. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and we'll see you next time.
Bye for now. Keep working on your pronunciation and have fun learning English.
Bye, everyone. Take care and see you soon.